Alrighty, and we're going. So, welcome to episode 9. 10. Episode 10.
Episode 10?
You're not even having a beer on episode 10.
I know. And we have 100 followers on Instagram.
We do have 100 followers on Instagram.
Do you know who the 100th person was?
No, who was it?
No, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? Oh, you're not even on the Instagram thing. No, I don't, but I can probably find out. I can check, for sure. Do you want to explain to the people what you did on the weekend? Where you were, why you drank too much, and why you won't be drinking with us today? No. Fair enough.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Uneducated Opinions podcast. I'm your co-host Andy. This is Steve Norman. There's a van here to pick us up.
Ooh, bus.
Are we going somewhere?
Yeah, we are. On tour. Again.
That'd be fun.
You weren't on the last one.
No, I actually really like following the Uneducated Opinions Instagram account.
Do you?
Yeah. I feel like a lot happens, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was cool enough to be invited to these things.
Like what?
I don't know, just like...
like the posts from the States and stuff?
Yeah, that, and like, some of the cool beers you drink, and even like you posted something about you in a pool drinking beer the other day, and I was like, oh.
That wasn't on Uneducated Opinions though.
Wasn't it?
No.
Oh, that was on your personal page?
Yeah, that was on my personal page. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
If you're getting this background noise as well, where in
a tornado
at the moment, yeah, and there's the metal shed door swinging around.
I don't.
Yeah.
No, if I can stop that.
That's right. I don't think it'll come through on these mics anyway.
No, I don't think so either.
Something we probably should talk about, that I was going to bring up straight away, was that the weather at the moment. I don't know when this will air, but the fires and stuff at the moment everywhere.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so this won't air for 2 weeks from when we're talking about it now, but we're talking about it now, and it is the 12th? 12th? Yeah, it's 12th of November, and like yesterday, they declared state of emergency and stuff for the fires in New South Wales and Lower Queensland as well, just because they knew today, like, that's what the wind is. It's 37 degrees outside, it's blowing a gale, there's fires going. Woolamai National Park is like 10,000 hectares of burning at the moment. Like, it's
so scary.
It's pretty insane.
Well, like, how many people have died? Like 3 or 4 people have
3 or
died?
4 people have died, yeah. I think 160 homes so far.
Damn.
And they were expecting by the end of today that it'll be significantly worse.
Well, my heart goes out to everyone who's struggling and suffering. Hope we can get through it. I just want one. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, like, I know I went via home yesterday. I stopped in at home briefly yesterday, and there was, like, I'm living at home with mum and dad, and there was passports, photo albums, everything packed in a suitcase. Dad was chopping down any trees around the house and dragging them out into the bush.
Well, you have pretty clear... Oh no, right next to your house there's a lot of bush there.
Yeah, there's a decent jump. Yeah. I think we're actually going to be okay. The direction the wind is pushing today, at least, is pushing the opposite direction to us, so it shouldn't burn over our way today, at least. But we have been given, like, the warning, like, be prepared to get out.
Well, I think a few years ago, Bligh Park and stuff were in the crosshairs of potentially having fires and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I guess it can happen anywhere. I know Cat Eye and stuff as well.
Yeah.
There's all that. It's Cat Eye National Park.
Yeah.
Sheepley National Park. All those places.
And he means Skyville again. I guess something that can breed into my uneducated opinions about this particular topic is someone said to me the other day, and we were talking about it, and then it's happened today, that you watch particular parties, political parties, watch particular political parties on the back end of these fires start pushing an agenda on the back end of the fires, and we saw it today with one of the Greens senators made a statement about how essentially half saying that this wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for our result of climate change, like we wouldn't be having these fires. And let's say that I don't necessarily think that maybe they're wrong. Okay, maybe the fires. I think we've had fires for a long time before climate change was a thing. So I think fires are still going to be an issue, but maybe not to the extreme that we're having currently. I would maybe agree. But the thing that gives me the shits about it is using the back of 3 people dying, 160 homes lost to push a political agenda. Let the natural disaster fade. Let people grieve before you start pushing an agenda on them.
That's so topical now.
What do you mean?
That's why they're doing it. So
Yeah,
topical.
exactly. That's what I mean. But I don't like how insensitive it is.
I feel like I can't say anything because I just laughed earlier.
Yeah.
But
Also, why do you have an American accent pushing through today?
I don't.
You do.
I definitely don't.
You definitely do.
I definitely
You
don't.
definitely do. There's been about 3 words you've said with an American accent pushing through on the back end.
What words?
I think beer, fire, and whatever you just said then.
I haven't said beer. And fire?
Fire?
Is that what you want me to say?
I don't know,
Fire.
you did.
Them fires, eh?
Them fires, eh? That was just more Aussie.
Yeah, is that better?
Oh yeah, that's much better. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That is the most Australian thing in the world. Having a beer opener.
On the bottom of your thong?
Yeah.
Yep.
The
Or
most
flip-flop. So, because Andy isn't having a beer with me today, I've decided to just go back to my favourite, because I don't want to try a new beer without Andy. So,
That's very kind of you. I
False
had a
truth.
Bucks weekend, and I drank a lot of beer,
mhm.
and that's why I feel like I need to detox my body.
Mhm.
So
That
all
was
I've
the
been
only
having,
explanation I was looking for.
all I've been having is lemon and water. No
Yeah?
food, no nothing.
Are you fasting?
No.
Actually? Have you been eating greasy shit or good food?
No, I've been eating everything, anything and everything, just
Anything
normal.
and everything,
But I'm just
yeah.
trying. I just need, to recalibrate. My tummy's not the best right now,
Mm.
so.
Get back on track.
And my hay fever's not the best because of all this,
Wind and
smoke
fire.
and ash in the air.
Mm. Yeah, it's the fires at Port Macquarie. Is it Port Macquarie at the moment? Yeah, really bad.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of photos of the smoke plumes today, like they're burning really badly.
Yeah, it is scary, and I do hate that. I hate when anyone uses any sort of disaster to push any sort of agenda,
Yeah,
and it happens all the time. It happens with.
it does.
everything.
Unfortunately, that's politics, and like I'm.
But it's not even politics. It's business. It's everything.
yeah.
I mean, like we're talking about it now.
Mm.
We're just lucky that this is gonna happen. This is gonna be, posted 2 weeks from now, so we can't get accused of that because hopefully this is passed. Like,
Yeah. But can we really get accused of it? Because I feel like we're just pointing out
That's true.
an issue. Like it's not like I'm saying this would not be happening if it wasn't for
Climate change.
climate change.
Do you know the difference between El Nino and La Nina?
No. Can you explain it?
No, we'll leave it there. Because I also can't explain it. I was hoping you could. Well, it's like the period, like there's a cycle of how the weather changes. You can predict how things are gonna happen. Oh, not how things are gonna. You're gonna predict how hot it's gonna be here, dry, versus how cool and moist it's gonna be. Whether we're in a phase of La Nina or El Nino, because it changes from here to the other side of the world.
Okay. Right.
I don't even know which one we're in now, but I'm guessing La Nina. Nope.
No, I would say the other way around.
Yeah.
Would be my guess.
It's been so long since I learned this stuff. God, these opinions are becoming more and more uneducated.
Well, they were an educated opinion at some point in time.
They were, and now they've gone past that.
I was having a conversation about our uneducated opinions yesterday, actually, with Damo again. He was telling a couple of people, I overheard him telling a couple of people about the premise for the podcast, and I thought, what a guy. He's actually listened to every episode.
Really?
Yeah, listened to every episode.
What a legend.
Yeah, what a legend. And shout out to Aiden as well, who's listened to every episode, maybe even twice.
Another legend.
Or
A
loser.
true hero. Him and the firefighters all should get medals.
Yes. Come on, man.
What?
Same level?
Oh.
Yeah. So what are you doing this Friday that means you can't come out for the Uneducated Opinions beers?
I'm working.
Working. Okay. Here?
Yeah.
Yep. Where's here?
The gym. Raw Barbell Club.
Raw Barbell Cup.
Hashtag Raw Barbell.
I haven't. How was your? Are you back on doing podcasts for that as well?
Yes, I am. I was actually, when I asked you to do a podcast, I originally meant for us to do a Raw Barbell Club podcast. And then I was like, but we also need to record this one, so let's do this
You
one.
should have just
first.
corrected me.
That's okay.
We would have done that one. That's fine. Well, do you want to do a Raw Barbell one Thursday morning or something when we would normally be doing this one?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Cool.
Hey, do you trim your nose hair?
Mm-mm.
I need to trim my nose hair because I'm a hairy person.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do much male grooming?
Yep.
Tell me about it.
It's really funny that you should say this because you recommended that comedian to me,
Daniel
Sloss, the other day.
You shaved your butt?
Yeah, I did.
I also have done that, and but waxing is better. You need to wax your butt, but you need someone else to do it for you. I'm not saying I will help, but find someone that you care about, that cares about you, is not gonna hurt you, and get them to like.
You reckon Shannon would do it for me?
I think yes.
Yes, you would, but he probably wouldn't be nice about it.
He wouldn't be nice about it. And how's it going so far? Are the wipes smoother?
Yes, they are. Mm.
Do you feel cleaner?
I do feel cleaner.
Do you naturally have a hairy butthole?
Yes.
So do I.
Mm-hmm.
Like mine is.
No, we don't need to talk about it. Not too much detail, please. You don't know who's going to listen to this podcast.
I don't care. I already told people I peed my pants.
That's true.
They can know I have a hairy butt.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not as hairy as like my dad. My dad's chest is like this. And you're like, wow, the guy has pecs. But no, it's just hair. He just has a very hairy chest.
You didn't really have much body, or I don't know about body hair, but facial hair until you were what, 32 though?
Yeah. Like it wasn't until like 2 years ago that I even started getting like a bit hairy.
Oh, so 36.
Mm.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Late grower.
Late bloomer, big time.
But anyway, I was talking about my nose hair
Yep.
because do you know what function body hair has?
Mm-hmm. Surface area.
Yeah, tell me more, because I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I've just been like, why? Why, God, why?
So
Also the fires, why, God, why?
So body hair, especially like if you use arm hair, for example, it just increases a surface area, which then allows for more offload of heat. The reason why that happens is because as your body is trying to cool itself down, it pushes warm blood to extremities. So if it's pushing warm blood to the arm, for example, that heat from the blood gets passed down what's called a thermal gradient. You pass from hot to cold in a thermal gradient. So provided your skin temperature is cooler than what your blood temperature is, then it will be passed outwardly. Okay, and then it's passed into also hair, and then you can lose heat via convection, which is the passing of air across your skin. So cooler air passes across your body, and then the heat is offloaded from your skin and hair to the air.
Oh, so it's like a heat sink.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's for heat loss, not even for heat gain. Which, but it works both ways as well. It can be for heat gain because.
And that's why I have such a hot ass.
Yeah. That would be
Or
why.
cool ass.
Yeah.
Depending on the weather.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
And yeah, pretty much that's the main reason why. And just more surface area, the more offload of heat you can have.
Why lots of hair in like armpits, noses, ears, black holes.
Not sure. There's like really fine hairs and stuff like
For sensing?
for sensing things. Yeah, really fine hairs like in your nose and in your ears. Like your middle ear are they called silica? Is that what they're called?
Cilia?
Cilia. Cilia hairs, which are for picking up vibrations, and then that's where you translate sound through. Are you looking at the bus driver?
Yeah. Also, I was thinking, I used to have a Silica. It was convertible. I also had custom
Also,
number plates.
our international listeners will not know. Did you have custom number
No, I
plates?
didn't.
I was going to say, were you sitting there listening to me absolutely rip on custom number plates a couple of weeks ago?
And not saying
and not
anything.
saying anything?
No, I didn't have them. But it would be funny if I did.
That would be funny. Hey, how much of an effort was it to get that audio split from the film into an audio piece for you to
Not
send
hard.
to me? Not hard at all?
No, it just takes time because I had to do it, then upload it.
Yeah,
And then
okay.
give it to
Yeah,
you.
fair enough.
But if that ever happens again, it's not that big a deal.
Okay, right. Hopefully.
Hopefully it doesn't happen
Hopefully it doesn't happen again.
It would be worse if it was the reverse because there's no way of getting footage.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, I can't believe yours didn't overheat.
I think yours was like face up into the sun.
Yeah.
Whereas mine, like the sun wasn't hitting it.
Yeah.
And also, I have a good phone.
I can't wait for that. Andy's got a Samsung.
I have an iPhone 11 Pro.
Ooh. Is it a
And it
business
has
phone?
a heatsink on it. It's basically just a bundle of hair.
Did you actually know that was body hair was for?
I suspected, but I never looked it up.
Mm.
I was more so just like thinking about how much grooming I should do.
Mm. It's funny, I'm not sure how it works the other way though, because obviously there's two ends of the spectrum where like ancestry or like human evolution has developed hairy people.
Are you about to tell me I'm closer to an ape than you?
No.
Because I do have really long arms, like an orangutan.
That's not what I was going to say. Because of really hot climates, generally seem to have hairy people. Really hot climates, like a lot of countries in the Middle East, very, very hot all the time, and they're generally fairly hairy people. But then it also very cold climate. So I'm not 100% sure how their evolution scale has affected heat maintenance, though,
Yeah.
as well. Like it makes sense that more coverage increases heat retention, yeah, but I'm not 100% sure on the science of it, as opposed to the science of offloading heat.
And then I guess another thing to discuss would be, surely I would absorb more heat being darker than you, right?
Yes. Yep, but you probably have more effective offloading systems in place in your body as well. And you got to remember that isn't like a dealing with heat, that's evolution, that's a dealing with sunlight evolution.
True. I am more resistant to...
And also, which way did the evolution go? Were the first...
people white or black?
Yeah, serious question.
Yeah.
Serious question. Were the first Homo sapiens white and then in different climates gradually got darker over thousands of years, or were the first Homo sapiens black and gradually got lighter as they learnt to use clothes and shelter for protection?
Are you saying white people didn't learn to use clothes and shelter?
No, but you living in... Fuck. You just keep throwing me under this bus, don't you?
Keep going, keep digging yourself.
That's not even how it sounded. That's not even how it came off. That's how you twisted it. You dick. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Fair enough. You'll be very proud of me.
Yeah.
Not only did I listen to the Nikki Glaser interview on Andrew Santino's
Did you?
podcast, I've also listened to like 6 other episodes.
Of Andrew Santino's one?
Yeah, and I really like it.
He's good, isn't he?
He's a good podcaster.
He's a good podcaster.
I just like...
He just talks about himself a bit much, which bugs me. Other than that, he's really good.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
No?
Because I also like to talk about myself. And I appreciate that in another Andrew. I like that he can make jokes without laughing all the time. Because I struggle with that.
Yeah.
If I make a joke, I will crack up. Even
Yeah.
if I don't make a joke, I'll crack up.
I really like how he's really subtly, like, I don't know if you've picked up on a couple of them when he's like just makes up a complete lie about someone
All
else
the
who's
time.
not on the podcast,
Yes.
and it's the best. Like, who's the little person midget? What's his name? Little person comedian, not midget. Kush? No, the little person comedian. What's his name?
I don't know.
I can't remember. Anyway, he's a little person, and they whenever he's not on the podcast and he comes up in conversation, he goes, that's just an act, right? Like, he says that to everyone. He's like, no, like, he's like wearing long pants and on his knees with shoes on and stuff like that. It's the best. It's so funny. He's like, yeah, it's just an act. Like, you see him out of the cafe, he's 6 foot.
But yeah, no, I think it's a good podcast. I really like it. It's
funny.
very professionally done. Like, they've obviously got a good studio and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you can't hear anything else in the background.
What do you think of Nikki Glazer's one?
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Better than the Rogan one?
No, I like the Rogan one.
Did you? Okay.
But I did like, he did an interview. Do you know who Brent Morin is? The comedian?
Was it a Interesting Santino one?
Yeah.
I would have listened to it.
Yeah, it's an old one. But if you've watched his stand-up, he's really funny.
Is he? Yeah.
And then I listened to the Alex Daddario one because I really like her.
Yeah.
Mainly because I liked Blair Witch.
That was also a good podcast though.
Yeah. But I wish he did talk about stuff. You know how he kept trying to trap her?
Yeah.
And like, what's the bad things? What's the worst movie you've ever been on? And she's like, I can't answer that. I want to work again. But yeah, you can only imagine how bad it is if he can't talk about stuff.
Yeah, he does try and get people to put their foot in it all the time.
Yeah.
Every now and then he does get someone too, and you're like,
Shouldn't have said
you
that.
should have said that. And then, have you ever heard him like he then, like, someone has obviously looked at him and gone like, oh, I shouldn't have said that, and then he goes, don't worry, we'll edit it out.
Yeah, but he does.
Yeah, but he fucking never edits it out. No editing ever.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a new favorite podcast.
Yeah? Yeah, I really liked it. Took you forever to watch it though.
Listen I didn't watch it.
Did
Do you watch it?
No, sorry. Took you forever to listen to it.
Yeah, well, you took
Daniel
forever.
Sloss, yeah. I
Did
know.
you like it though?
Yeah, it was really funny. Yeah, really funny. You're right, really clever. Like, clever comedy, not necessarily just
And like, it's
ugly
your
punchline.
humor,
It
right?
is definitely my humor, yeah.
It's so dark.
Yeah, I tried to watch it with other people and they didn't enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
But like,
It's a guilty pleasure if you don't like
yeah. You need to really enjoy dark humor. Yeah.
really dark. Not like this dark, but like
Like dark.
Yeah.
Like cold heart dark. I don't know, what do you think that is about comedy that some people rub some people up so the wrong way? Like, because I would consider, let's take you for example, I would consider you to be fairly sensitive to people's issues, but you have no issue with like really serious issues being made fun of in a comedic sense. And I'm exactly the same, like I can be fairly sensitive to other people's plights, but when done well in a comedy set, I can really appreciate how funny it can be.
I think.
But some people just can't.
I think people are ashamed to laugh and ashamed to be judged by the things that they laugh at. If you can watch it alone in your room, then you should probably be able to watch it outside. The only thing you should watch alone in your room is pornography.
Were you trying to think of a different punchline there?
I was.
Yeah, and you couldn't get it out?
No.
Fair enough.
I was trying not to say porn because it's too obvious.
Yeah, it was obvious.
And everything else I thought about was like too much. Like, you should not say that.
Yeah, do not say that on a public forum.
But I think that's it. It's like people are ashamed, and I'm like, and that's the cool thing is like I'm not ashamed to say silly things or make light of serious subject matter, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone. And he puts it really well. Like, you know, sometimes people
Take offense on
You
someone
know-
else's behalf.
yeah, or like sometimes humor can be used to humanize rather than dehumanize
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess he put it really well, and I thought about it a little bit more deeply than maybe you're supposed to after a comedy show. But
No, I loved it. I sat there and I like thought about everything he talked about.
yeah, but that when something egregious happens in someone's life, that like everyone goes to the pander for them,
Yeah.
and then whenever you're pandering to someone's issue, a lot of the time all that's doing is reminding them that they have an issue, that something's going on, like a family member passing or something. If every time for the next 6 months they see someone, they're grieving in their own time already. They don't need their relief from grief to be a reminder of the fact they're supposed to be grieving.
Yeah.
And that was a really good point that I think he made. And he says that like sometimes the best thing you can do for a friend is don't change the way that you act around them if something bad has happened in their life. Like, don't go and, I'm so sorry to hear about your dad. Like, or obviously you need to say that at first, but then you don't need to do anything different to try and make them feel better. Like, a good example he made was like, you guys go out, you always split the bill. Don't go out and be like, I'm going to pay for everything today, because it's just reminding them that you're giving them sympathy for something that maybe they're trying to forget about for a minute.
Yeah.
Before they then have to go home and think about it again.
For sure. And I mean, I think it's not a bad thing to ask someone, especially if you're close to them, what they need in that situation.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, dude, you've had a tragedy happen to you. What do you need from me that I can give you? Not that like you're like, oh, give me $1 million. I'll be like, oh, okay, if that's what you really want.
I'll sell my house. Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with that. Yeah.
And then on the other side, yeah, I just think people need to get off their high horses. It's funny.
Yeah.
It really is funny.
Yeah. And the other point that he made is that a lot of the time people are getting offended about something that has no effect on them. And that was really interesting to me, that like what he was saying about a disabled person, for example, like he had a family member that was disabled, was that if someone is making a joke about that and someone who is directly affected by it, being him, is not offended by it, then what gives someone else who has no direct effect on it to essentially take offence on behalf of other people?
Yeah.
And that's like a lot of the time, and it's talked about all the time, someone with a particular disability, like in a wheelchair or something, doesn't actually want you to pander to them. There's obviously certain things that they're not going to be able to do themselves, but they don't need you to do 1,000 million extra things for them because they're perfectly capable of doing it themselves. Stop trying to remind them that they have some sort of disability.
Yeah. They already know.
They already know.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's plenty of people that have issues that are more than happy to make fun of it themselves. So I don't think they're taking offence of other people. And there's a difference between singling out and making, I guess, hate speech towards someone.
Like what you did before.
Yeah, to what I did to you. Hate speech towards someone, as opposed to making light of a situation that lots of people are in.
So deep, Steve. I agree.
Yeah. Obviously, I have no idea what I'm talking about, though. It's an uneducated opinion.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, this podcast is a brilliant example of like us talking about things that we don't know anything about, or making light of things. Like, we constantly make jokes on this podcast which can be misconstrued as sexist or misogynistic or whatever. Mainly you doing
I was literally just about to say mainly you, and you beat me to it.
But,
yeah.
you know, we do that. But then, you know, like in our day-to-day lives, we have mothers, sisters, partners, and whatnot, and we have millions of conversations and stuff with people, and we are
And I'm
very
just as
empathetic.
misogynistic to them.
Well, you're not changing, and that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I'm not being one way on here and one way elsewhere. No, I'm a dick all the time.
And that's what people love about you. You're a lovable dick.
Oh, thanks.
Do you? You can't murmur into the microphone.
Yeah, I don't expect no one to hear it. Yeah. I don't know if anyone picked that up. While we're on topic of comedians, who do you have a favourite comedian of all time?
Of all time?
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me what my favourite specials of all time, it's probably Delirious.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But favourite comedian, Segura.
Yeah, Segura is probably my favourite comedian.
I really like Daniel Sloss though. But the thing is, I haven't seen enough of him.
He needs to do more.
Yeah. Well, he's got a new special out, but it's not. I think it's on HBO.
Yeah. Okay. How do we get it?
I don't know. I'm not going to tell you on the podcast how to illegally download things. I don't know how to do that, by the way. But if I did...
No, I was more hinting at when is Shannon buying HBO?
Oh. Soon, probably.
Yeah. Now that it's been brought up a few times, soon, please. Is he still working up the coast?
Yeah, he's in Port Stephens. There's no fire risk there, is there?
I don't know.
We should find out.
Shannon's pretty clever. He wouldn't get himself caught up.
In a fire? He's a carpenter. He's surrounded by wood.
Treated, doesn't burn very well.
Oh, okay. Still, all these houses are burning down. I'm sure this treated wood's not that good.
Oh, no. Houses don't just not burn. But in areas where there is fire risk, houses are generally fairly fire retardant. You need to get covered in flame.
Hey, you're not allowed to say that anymore.
Retardant. Retardant. Why aren't I allowed to say that anymore, Andy?
And that's all we have time for today.
Yep.
So I did start writing your deadlift program.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about this on More Barbell podcast?
No, I will talk about it now.
Okay.
Because I wanted to know your... What do you see as your biggest weakness in the deadlift?
To be honest, it probably still is pull off the ground. It's probably breaking the bar.
Do you think it's a technical thing?
Maybe.
Do you think if we change technique, you could improve that?
Maybe.
Because I have some ideas for how you could change your technique.
Are they ridiculous ideas?
No.
Like trying to make it a quad dominant deadlift?
Yes. I think I've told you about this.
You have told me about this already, yeah.
Did you say no?
I did say no. Yes.
Oh well, I think it'll still work.
Yeah, but then you basically just... So, I guess what Andy is suggesting is a deadlift is already supposed to be a very posterior chain dominant movement.
Who says?
I say. Shut up. I say. So do you say. It's supposed to be a posterior chain dominant movement. And he's suggesting changing it because I'm a very anteriorly dominant person in the gym.
I thought you were going to say athlete.
I was going to. I chose against it. I changed it. So that I can use more anterior musculature like my quads to try and lift the bar. The issue that I have with doing that is just promoting what is already an imbalance further.
I see. I don't think it's going to be an issue. Like when we make it more quad dominant, we're just trying to change the leverages. The firing pattern isn't going to change too much. Like it's only going to be right at the bottom. You should break a bar with your quads anyway. Like you can't, to break the bar, you shouldn't be, I just think you're technically...
If you're breaking the bar with hip extension, you're probably using your lumbar, not...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're too, your leverages are too
Far
much
forward.
at a disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's the only thing I want to change, is that start position. What happens after the bar's broken doesn't matter. You're still going to... And just the way that your anatomy is set up with how much you duck feet and...
When I squat and stuff?
Yeah, I think you'd be better suited to having a more turned out feet closer in together. Even just your hip anatomy and stuff.
My feet are already pretty close together, but I don't turn out.
Well, I think that'll make a big difference.
Okay. I'm willing to give it a go.
We only have 9 weeks.
I'm willing to try anything, because it's pathetic.
Yeah, Donnie beat you.
Don't fucking...
Donnie deadlifted 220 kilos.
I know.
That's
Now-
a 20 kilo PB. What's your best?
Doesn't matter.
It's not 220 though, right?
No. 205.
Yeah, that's 15 kilos better than you. That was a 20 kilo PB he did.
Mhm.
Under my guidance.
Mhm.
It wasn't under my guidance.
No.
It was just
Your one session a week is put 20 kilos on his deadlift. Nice.
Nah, it
What have you
probably
been
was the
giving him in
smelling
that one
salts.
session a week?
The smelling salts. Mainly that.
Did he use them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would help. Yeah.
No, I think he's just so green that any extra stimulus makes a big difference.
Yeah, also just that he I don't believe he's ever really properly maxed out lifts when he should have.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
just anything like that just sets the bar high. He's just like, okay.
Yeah. Like when he does it, he goes, like when he has maxed out a deadlift with me before, it's been like, he's pulled 200 pretty easy, and I'm like, go heavier. And he's like, no, I'll just leave it there today. And I'm like, you have more in you. So just that beep.
Yeah, or maybe it was mine. Nope. Mine's still going too.
Who knows?
Weird. I did hear a beep though.
I did hear a small beep, but I didn't think anything of it until you freaked out. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yes. He's I don't know. I'm not going to give him any credit on a live forum.
Okay. How many days can you put towards this deadlift program?
4. Consistently.
You don't need 4. You were planning on deadlifting 4 days a week?
No, but I'm just saying, like, if you want me to, I will.
Oh, okay.
I'm willing to try anything.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I think we'll do 2 days.
So what are you thinking?
I think we just start, just a really simple program. We spend the first, 5 weeks going off, lower and lower blocks. Just working on, heavy weights, though. Maybe the first 4 weeks. And then the final, 4 weeks or 5 weeks or whatever, we'll spend going from the floor. In between that, the first 4 weeks, we'll do a lot of, eccentric RDL work, but maybe with something that's a little bit harder, like an axle bar, because the axle bar is novel in that even though it's only a little bit bigger than a regular bar, it changes your leverages to a great enough extent that it puts extra load through your hamstrings and lumbar. So if you guys are at home, for some reason train, I don't know, most of you guys just listen to drink beer, right?
Yep.
It will, it changes things so dramatically. It's have you ever tried to snatch off a tiny rubber mat?
Yes.
And it makes a big difference,
Yeah.
right? It just loads your back.
Yeah.
So this is the same scenario.
Okay.
That's something. So it's super simple, stuff you've done before. And we'll have some speed work and things in there too.
How are your jumps going?
They're good. I did them last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where are you at?
I'm in my final week this week.
Final week this week? If you don't PB your jump, I'm blaming the 4-week lull.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wait, should I do that this week? Yeah, I guess my last thing's...
Well, no, I think the last session was supposed to be rest, and then last session was supposed to be don't do anything, and then tests the following week after a couple of days off. But it probably doesn't matter because you're not overloaded.
Yes.
So you feel free to jump high whenever you want, because I don't think it's going to matter. Are you going to try and jump static or step in?
No, static.
Static. Okay.
Well, my best static is 120 here.
120 centimeters.
Yeah. So if I can do 122.
PB.
Actually, 122 is hard. I made it sound like that was a joke,
yeah, it'll
but-
be easy. Yeah. What's Jack's? 113. Pussy.
We've jumped much higher when we were at the old gym. It's just that we haven't done that stuff much since we came here.
Has anyone really axed themselves on a jump?
Here? Not really. I have the soft boxes.
Yeah, but they can still tip and then you fall backwards.
That's true, as I've seen you do. I've axed myself really bad before.
Have you?
On a box. but I
Shins?
haven't- Yeah, actually, I think I did it on this one where I cut up my entire shin.
Ugh,
Yeah, it hurts a lot,
it does.
and it looks weird, and especially when the skin's
On the box still?
just curling around like that.
Yuck.
And there's like the bits of hair still on it.
Calling it.
Calling it still, yeah.
Yeah. What's the time? No, we've got heaps of time.
Yeah, we got a bunch of time.
Still got a bunch of time. I did have something else to talk about, but I can't remember what it was.
Well, we can call it there if you want. We can just be a short podcast today.
No.
I guess it is a short podcast.
I don't have anything to talk about. I'm out. I'm all out of ideas.
Well, guys, thank you so much for listening to the Uneducated Opinions podcast. Sorry that this one is so short, but I'm Steve.
I'm Andy.
Fuck, I don't know what we're doing anymore.
I'm Steve. This is Andy. You can find me on Instagram at SteveNorman250.
At Train with Andy.
At Train with Andy. You can find the Uneducated Opinions at the Uneducated Opinions on Instagram.
At Uneducated Opinions, not at the Uneducated Opinions.
At Uneducated Opinions on Instagram. You can follow the YouTube channel, Uneducated Opinions Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to that and hit that little notifications bell so that you know when a new podcast has come out. Feel free to let us know. I'm pretty curious about what platform everyone's listening to the podcast on. So feel free to shoot us a message and let us know.
And give us a 5-star ratings on iTunes. That helps.
And Spotify as well. I think you can give ratings. Cool. Alrighty. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye.